I have learned that life is rarely a straight road. It curves, it climbs, it drops, but every step leaves a mark. From a restless boy in a railway family to a young man building dreams with his bare hands, to an entrepreneur, a father, a runner chasing the horizon. This is my journey, step by step, mile by mile. I was born in 1950 in Kanpur, Anwarganj, the third of six siblings to Krishnalal Bhasin, Maina Bhasin. My father, a man of rare honesty, served in the Indian Army during World War II before joining the Indian Railways. His integrity meant frequent transfers. Muzaffarpur, Gorakhpur, Gonda, Kanpur, Lucknow, Aral Makanpur, Barai Jalalpur. Each move taught me adaptability, making new friends quickly, and valuing relationships over possessions. Schooling was scattered, but the real lessons came from watching my father, helping others selflessly, refusing to bend to corruption, staying modern in thought yet rooted in values. From him, I inherited my principles and the belief that change is part of life. I graduated from Lucknow University in 1970 with physics, chemistry, and math. At just 19, I joined MediProducts as a medical representative. My headquarters shifted between Varanasi, Azamgarh, and Lucknow, covering all of Uttar Pradesh. I had no background in biology, so I studied anatomy and pharmacology on my own, late nights under the yellow lights of a desk lamp. Sales went well, perhaps too well. Some colleagues even joked, calling me a lady killer, because so many lady doctors prescribed my products. I learned the importance of connection and the strange trick of removing my watch so I would not cut a meeting short just to catch the last bus. After 3 years, I left the job to chase my dream, my own plastic injection molding company. We began with one machine in 1973, soon five. But I was not just the owner, I was the worker at night, the salesman by day, and the accountant in between. Sleep became luxury. For a while, business was decent, but slowly the numbers stopped adding up. Losses piled up. In 1976, I shut the factory doors with only 100 rupees left in my pocket. I could have gone back to a job, but I wanted to stand on my own feet, even if they were standing on unfamiliar ground. That's when Arjunganj happened. I found a small shop in a village on Lucknow's outskirts. Rent 70 rupees a month, no deposit. With my last 30 rupees, I bought one piece each of assorted goods from Yayaganj wholesale market. My first customers, the ironing man next door who needed soft coal, and a local school ordering stationery. To grow business, I went door to door, taking daily orders and delivering next morning. During quiet afternoons, I read Mahatma Gandhi's My Experiment with Truth. His reference to John Ruskin's Unto This Last and Tolstoy's The Kingdom of God is Within You stayed with me. The library had just one copy of Ruskin's book, so I hand copied it over a month, every word, every page. Ruskin's ideas on reducing needs, avoiding hoarding, and living simply. They reshaped the way I saw life and economics. I, inspired by the principle of Shramdan, I began teaching children in the lower caste community for free. Their lanes were muddy and neglected, so I started collecting 2 bricks a day during my 15-kilometer cycle commute. Soon others joined in. Masons volunteered, a brick kiln owner donated a truckload. 2 months later, together we built a brick road halfway through the village. It brought me goodwill and dinner invitations, but also suspicion. One day, two young men took me to a local strongman. He pressed a double barrel gun to my chest, accusing me of planning to contest panchayat elections. I convinced him I had no political ambition. Years later, that man would become Chief Minister of the state. I also experimented with my diet, first giving up milk, then moving entirely to raw fruits and vegetables. I felt lighter, sharper, energy surged, and my intuition sharpened. After a year, I closed the shop and briefly returned to being a medical representative in 1977. In 1978, I joined JK Synthetics in Kanpur as a management trainee, later becoming technical supervisor. Life was steady, but at home, my family was restless. It was time, they said, to marry. I was never convinced by reasons like everyone gets married or this is the right age. But one day, in self-reflection, I realized something. I had inherited many good qualities from my father. Passing them on to a child could be my contribution to society. So I agreed, but with conditions: middle class family, 3-4 sisters, no dowry, simple ceremony. That's how I met Raj in Mathura. Engagement on 17th March 1979, marriage on 29th April. I wore a pant shirt, traveled with just 30 guests, refused all dowry, and my father spent only 7,000 rupees, most of it on the bus fare. In 1980, our first son Saurabh was born. Encore followed in 1982. And like every young family, our expenses grew faster than our savings. So I took on extra work, selling peerless policies, becoming a share market agent, managing portfolios for HNIs like Singhanias. Raj too worked as a principal for 9 years. Together, we made sure our independence stayed intact. In 1985, my company recognized my abilities and moved me to Delhi for bigger responsibilities. Corporate planning, projects, MIS, finance, imports, exports. I commissioned new projects and developed new business lines. But that same year, a sudden back injury while parking my scooter changed everything. Pain became constant companion. Surgeries followed. Movement was limited. For years, I learned to live with it. Relief came only in 2001. During an Art of Living course I attended with Raj, I discovered yoga, and yoga gave me my life back. These were the years that tested our resilience, deepened our bond, and prepared us for the leaps of faith that were yet to come. By 1992, I had everything most people dream of: a highly paid corporate role, a comfortable home in Delhi, a family I adored. But something inside me was restless. I wanted to be an entrepreneur again. It was a risky thought, leaving stability for uncertainty. But the desire for independence was stronger than fear. With just 25,000 rupees in my pocket, no contacts in a new city, and the responsibility of a wife and 2 children, I packed our lives into a few trunks and moved to Bangalore. I began trading granite landscaping products to Germany. It was a modest start, but every small order built my confidence. From there, one venture led to another. Finance and leasing, transport, mining, software, HR, temp staffing, animation, sports, film distribution, even a music syndication business in Russia. I wasn't chasing industries, I was chasing opportunities. March 1993, what began as a simple master health checkup turned into a revelation that changed my life forever. I learned I had been living since birth with only one kidney. The kidney, the only one keeping me alive, was dangerously swollen, 10 times in normal size, choked by a huge obstruction. More than a liter of fluid had gathered inside, and doctors warned there was no time to lose. An open surgery saved me, but it also altered the rhythm of my days. From that moment, life slowed down, forcing me into a more sedentary existence. During those years, I sent both Saurabh and Ankur to study in US. Between 98 and 2004. It wasn't easy, the cost was high, the sacrifice real. But I was determined they would have the best opportunities. And even as business expanded, our home remained our anchor. Raj managed HR companies, I built ventures, the boys grew into their own strengths. Every day in Bangalore felt like a step forward from that leap we had taken in 1992. In 2011, I was visiting Saurabh in the US. He had signed up for a 10K run and without telling me, registered me for the 5K. I had never run before in my life. I wasn't an athlete, though I had played plenty of sports in my youth. Running was never my thing. I finished that race by run walking. Back in India, Saurabh created a Runkeeper account for me and handed me a Garmin watch. I started small, 50, maybe 100 meters. Always at night. I didn't want anyone to see a 62-year-old running. It took a year before the running bug bit me. Then came the milestones, 5K, 10K, a 21K. In 2014, I ran my first full marathon in California, 42.2 kilometers. I felt like I had unlocked a new chapter of my life. I wanted to make up for lost years, so I doubled my distance every year, 50K in 2015 and 100K in 2016. In 2017, 5 friends planned a long, self-supported run. Word got out, and by the morning of June 19, 2017, we were 45 runners. Bangalore, Hosuru, Sarjapura, Bangalore, 100 kilometers, we called it Hosuru 100. The energy that day was electric. Support came from everywhere. Politicians, doctors, friends. It was the first 100K for almost everyone there. One evening over tea, I asked my friend Vinay Luthra, can we run inside a forest? He introduced me to DCF Deepika Bajpai, and together we made it happen. The Jarak Bande Eco Ultra. Maximum distance 161 kilometers, only 34 runners, a nominal fee, minimal frills, just pure running. That's how Bhasin Sports was born. Not from a business plan, but from passion. The joy of long distance running, the community it built, and the adventures it created. Today, I live in Bangalore with Raj, my partner in every chapter of this journey. Ankur and his wife Varni are by our side, deeply involved in business and branding. Saurabh, thousands of miles away, leads at Google, supported by his wife Radhika, a passionate specialist educator, and then the heart of my life now, my three grandchildren, Kabir, Veer, and Kumud. My business still keeps me busy, from HR and software to film distribution and sports. But the balance has shifted. I now value time in equal measure to ambition. I have learned that growth is not just about numbers or ventures, but about people, the ones you grow with and the ones you nurture along the way. From the crowded lanes of Arjunganj to the forests of Jarakpande, from the silence of late night 50-meter runs to the roar of finish line cheers, every step has taught me something. Resilience from my father, simplicity from Gandhi and Tolstoy, self-reflection from Kabir's wisdom, and discipline from running. Now my eyes are set on new horizons, mountain summit in 2025 and 26, because life, I have learned, is about adapting, learning, and moving forward, step by step, mile by mile, in body and in spirit. Whether in business, health, or relationships, I have learned that every step counts. It's not the distance, but the direction. Not the pace, but the persistence. Step by step, mile by mile, in body, in mind, in spirit.